Hi everyone, I'm Kat Ogar of Infinite Health and Wellness, and today I wanted to talk to you about naturopathy. It's a bit of a mouthful if you try and say it, and I just want to make sure that people understand and know what exactly falls under the category of naturopathy. I'm sure you've heard of it. I have people tell me all the time they have no idea what it means. They just know that it's something natural, some type of natural healing therapies or a therapy. When in fact, naturopathy is kind of like an umbrella, and all of the other therapies fall under that umbrella. So for example, there's a number of different healing modalities that fall under the category of naturopathy. So for example, chiropractic, acupuncture, acupressure, homeopathy, Bach flower, iridology, which is the study of the eye, reflexology, you name it. If it's holistic, it does fall under that category. So one of the things I wanted to share is that if someone is designated as a naturopathic practitioner like myself, we don't all have the same skill set. We tend to gravitate towards the things that really resonated with us when we were doing our studies. And in my case, I actually studied a number of healing therapies before I even went to school to become a naturopath. So my initial training was in homeopathy. I've studied at 2 different homeopathic schools for a total of, I think, 6 or 7 years between the 2 of them. And in between those 2, I became an Asian bodywork therapist. And so that uses the same techniques as an acupuncturist. So it's acupressure and acupuncture. They're related. They use the same theories, the same principles, the same science, the difference being the mode of delivery. So for example, I use a hands-on approach. A person is fully dressed and we just find out where there's a disturbance in the energetic channels of the body. Same thing happens with acupuncture. The only difference is the mode of delivery is through needles. So I guess it really just depends on what do you prefer. Some people like one over the other, some people like both. So try them out, see what you think. And then my other training includes nutrition. I went to the Institute of Integrative Nutrition and spent quite a bit of time learning different dietary theories, how we're not all created equal. We have different needs based on so many different things. And that fits into this whole naturopathic mindset because it's not a one-size-fits-all for anybody. That can be the beauty and the frustration of taking a natural route. The beauty being is that it's customized and tailored to you. The frustration is that there is no one size fits all. We can't give you a pill and say, hey, you're going to be great, go on. So there is that. But with a little bit of patience, you can actually, experience healing in a way that you might not ever imagined. Let me just get back to my training. What did I leave out? So we've got the homeopathy, we've got acupressure, we've got nutrition, and then I kind of segmented down from there too. I became an expert in gut health because I dealt with a gut health issue. So that became really interesting to me because I wanted to figure out how to fix that. And so I was actually gluten-free for 3 years. And just recently realized that I can tolerate gluten again. It just happened by accident. My husband got a pizza and I was so hungry and he went to the bathroom. When he came back, 2 pieces were gone. I literally just snarfed it down. And I just said, he looked at me and he's like, what did you do? And I'm like, honestly, I have no idea, but it smelled good. It tasted delicious. I guess I'll find out tomorrow. And the next day I was perfectly fine. Now that's not something I can do on a regular basis because my body is kind of accustomed to the way that I've been eating. And believe me, I've tried. It just doesn't serve me. But I know that there are ways to heal ourselves from things that we've probably been told, there's no fixing that. There is. And that's the beauty of natural therapies, is there's kind of a workaround for just about everything. Another thing that I became really interested in was hormonal balancing because I ended up having a issue of high and low cortisol. And cortisol is a stress hormone that is released into the bloodstream. It's one of the things that just gets us up in the morning, we get moving, so it's good, we need it. And it also helps us to manage stress. The thing is, for me, I was burning the candle at both ends, that whole scenario where I was constantly pushing cortisol into my system, and what ended up happening was I ended up having insomnia and anxiety and depression and all of the things that go along with that. It was not pretty, let me tell you. So I just figured, okay, I got to get back on track. How do I fix this? And I studied with Dr. Sarah Gottfried, the author of The Hormone Cure, and I became proficient in helping people figure out which hormones are out of balance and how we get them back in balance. Another thing that really piqued my interest was pH balancing. I'm fascinated with it because if the body is balanced, if the pH is balanced, then it has a better opportunity to heal. So you might have heard, in reference to pH, people saying, oh, we want to be more alkaline. That's not necessarily true. And where that kind of came up, it was well-intentioned, but some of the information was lost in translation. So in the United States, and I'm sure around the world, we tend to have very acidic diets. You know, if we're eating junk food, if we're drinking anything other than water and natural fruit juices or what have you, we tend to become very acidic. And that creates its own set of symptoms. So what we want to do is kind of push it more towards the middle. So if you look at a pH strip, they typically go from 5.5 to I think about 7.8 or 8. Now they certainly go lower and they go higher, but just so for ease of use, the ones that you get are going to be between 5.5 and about 7.8, I think it is, or 8. And we want to be in the middle. So when people are more acidic, the whole idea of like, let's get more alkaline was to push it more towards the middle. So you would eat more alkaline foods, which would be, greens and lettuces and what have you. There's all manner of things that can make us more alkaline, and then kind of settle in the middle. But the whole thing kind of got out of control, and it was touted that, if we're alkaline, then we're going to be healthier. That is not true. We do not want to be too far to that side either. We don't want to be too far to the right, not too far to the left. We want to be right in the middle, because that's where the body has the best opportunity for healing. So you can see just by the way I'm talking about this that I'm excited about it, I'm passionate about it, and I use it in my practice with anybody who walks through the door. It's going to be one of the things that we're looking at. So those are some of the things that I specialize in. I'm also pretty well trained in aromatherapy. I kind of resisted that one at first, to be honest, because I thought it was a little bit foo-foo. I'm not going to lie, and I know some of these therapies probably come across that way to you too, and I get it. But the more I dived into it and the science behind it, the more I started to realize, well, okay, there are certain scents that can shift energy in the body, shift the mood. So when you put essential oil in a diffuser, it enters into the air. The uptake is, through the nasal passages, and it enters into the limbic system. So you can see there's like this whole recalibration and chemicalization thing that's going on in a good way, where we start to get the benefits of these things just by breathing it in. You can also put them on topically. Many of them are ingestible. I would just highly recommend that you choose a company that has a reputation for purity, because we get enough outside toxins, environmental toxins, off-gassing, from something like as simple as putting down a new rug. Then it's going to off-gas, and you're going to kind of be stuck dealing with that, and you may or may not be susceptible or sensitive to that, but some people are. So not so with aromatherapy. It's all natural. The body knows what to do with it. And they have so many amazing books where you can just look up a specific health concern that you have, and then get the oil and just start to diffuse it and see what you think. There's so many that elevate mood. There are some for calming. The list is pretty much endless, quite honestly. And you can even become a bit of a chemist yourself and just start mixing and matching. At one point when I introduced them into my house, my husband, I just said to him, why don't you pick some out? He would literally walk over to the case and just randomly pick 2 out, not even look to see if they match, if they go together, and he'd be like, here. And so I didn't want to be the Debbie Downer about it, and I just put them in. I'm like, okay, we'll see what we'll see. And quite honestly, I would say about 95% of the time, they gelled really nicely and they smelled amazing, and then we were benefiting from whichever health concerns that they addressed. I mean, I didn't really, he didn't plan it that way. He just picked them for the sake of picking them. I tend to look them up. I might look up what I'm feeling or dealing with. If I have fatigue, I might go with peppermint, for example, or if my mood's a little low, I'll go with any of the citruses. If I want to kind of calm down, lavender is quite popular for that. Most people know that. So these are all the things that fall under the category of naturopathy. It's just amazing. And the health benefits are so great. It's cheaper than, especially now, given all the high co-pays and the out-of-pocket costs. It's much more economical to, first of all, it's much more economical to just take care of yourself. And so honestly, I almost left out one of the most important things about naturopathy. The foundations are the key to naturopathy. I can't believe I almost forgot it. So sleep, eating good, clean food, movement. So I don't want to say exercise because people are like, I hate exercise. Any kind of movement. It could be as simple as cleaning your house and being mindful about it, and not, racing around, pushing out cortisol. Spending time outside, community, really critical to health, to spend time with people. And if you're kind of restricted in that, based on what's going on in the world today, I would certainly say get on a Zoom, use your phone like I'm using my phone right now to record this, and just reach out to people, call people. Community is critical to health. It's important that we stay connected and that we, have opportunities to talk about things that make us happy, talk about things that are aggravating us and frustrating us, and sharing in celebrations, all of those things. Those are the foundations of health. So I hope that clears up the mystery around naturopathy, that it helps you to have a little bit of a better understanding. And if there's anything I can do, please let me know. There's going to be a link in the bio that you can click on. I offer a complimentary 30-minute discovery session where we'll talk specifically about what it is that's going on in your life. And then from there, I can give you some recommendations. There's absolutely no obligation. Natural medicine isn't so much about, pushing people through, similar to what we have in traditional medicine, where we don't have a lot of time. This is a relationship. And so if you want to create a relationship with me, I'm happy to be, in your corner and helping you through your health needs and concerns, as are other naturopathic practitioners and other health and wellness practitioners. So take some time to take care of yourself first and foremost. That's going to always serve you well. If you fall off, so say you have an exercise routine and you tend to fall off, don't beat yourself up about it. Just start again. I do it all the time. I can't even tell you how many times I have to make some changes and shifts in the way that I'm living, whether it's dietary or exercise or sleep. It happens all the time. But the good news is, the more we flex that muscle, the stronger it gets, the easier it gets. And I can honestly tell you, after going, just to go back a little bit in my story about the gluten, I don't miss it. When I ate that pizza, I loved it. There's no doubt about it. I enjoyed every bite of it. But I will say that I don't feel the need to go out and start slamming pizza every Friday night anymore like I used to. It's something that you just become accustomed. I guess when your body eats healthy, it wants healthy food. Your body is going to crave what you feed it. So as is your mind. So keep your mind filled with healthy, positive thinking. Spend time with people that lift you up, and take good care of yourself. So thanks again for tuning in. I hope this was helpful for you. And again, if I can be of any service to you, please let me know. It's always my pleasure. Have a great day.